Alright, we're going to go over the equipment lighting itself. Moving this for access. I've already pre-lit the pilot itself. For lighting the pilot, and I'll turn this back off just so you can see. There is a button down here. It's in off. The L is. That's for lighting the pilot. I'm going to use a long lighter. Once I have it lit, I'm still holding the button in. Once I can release that button and that flame does not go out, I will turn it to the on position. At that point, I'm going to have full control for my actual temperature gauge. But you can see everything working on the fryer itself. Once your pilot is lit, you can put this cover back on. You don't have to remove it because you can light from below. I just removed it so you can see. At the end of the day, just make sure that you do turn this valve into the off position. That way there is no gas going to. As far as your griddle top, all these are going to be in the off position. You're going to use the eye hole itself, and you're going to light the pilot. As you can see through that eye hole, that is where the pilot is on each one of them. It is very important that when lighting the griddle and the 2 burner, that these are in the off position. Once they are lit, then you can have full control for turning your gas on for your griddle top. If you're not going to be using this griddle top for the whole day and you don't want any gas, you can turn it off like so. That way it cuts the gas supply off to just this one piece of equipment. We still have gas supply to the other ones. And the same goes for any of the equipment. If you're not going to be using it, you can turn the gas supply off. That way there is no gas coming out. If you leave it on, as I just turned it back on, there is gas continuously coming out. As you see, the pilot light itself is burning the gas off. It's not much, but it is some gas. 2 burner hot plate, again, they're in the off position. You're going to light your pilot, as you see here, and then you have full control for your actual 2 burner hot plate. Now, I didn't light the equipment with the hood system on, but it is very critical that when you are going to light your equipment, you'll want to turn the switch on for your hood. That way you suck any excess gas out while lighting the equipment. It is very important also that upon moving the trailer and getting set up, that you take and have 2 wrenches, one to hold here and one to make sure that this is good and snug. And that's on each one of them. The trailer is going to flex as it goes down the road. It's very important to make sure your fittings are tight. Not only gas here, but also your plumbing. Well, your plumbing connection, it is tight, and you don't have to worry about it. That one, you know, as far as fittings for you. But anything, you want to make sure that everything stays good and snug for any time of transportation. You do have your grease filters. They are removable for cleaning purposes, hot water, soap. You have a grease tray. That way any excessive grease that doesn't go in the filter runs in here into the cup. You can remove the cup for disposing purposes. Now you do have your light switches, interior here, exterior, exterior. As far as your worktop refrigeration, you got sandwich prep. Here you got your bins. All bins here. You do have refrigeration below. As you can see, you have temperature bins here. Scoops up. You can set your temperature what you need it. Right now it's at 37 degrees. This unit's on the opposite side. Right now we're just at 53. I just turned this unit on. This is being your worktop fridge. As far as AC unit, AC control here. Anytime you do have the system run dry, before you ever plug the water heater in, make sure you have water running to the hot water side, like you would have here, and that being on both faucets, continuous water, that way you can plug the water heater in without burning up the elements.